300 years. That's how long I've walked in this half-life. Not living, not dying, just existing. When the sun falls, I wake. Not from sleep. Not really. It's more like rising from a dream that never ends. The air is always cold. The stone walls always damp. This castle has long since crumbled, yet somehow it still stands. Like me. I remember when I used to light candles. Back then, I thought it made the darkness less cruel. Now I don't bother. The shadows feel like home. The moonlight finds me anyway, slipping through cracks in the old glass, painting my skin silver. They used to call me Countess, Lady of the North Tower. 1,000 titles for a woman who no longer has a name that feels real. I was someone once. Flesh and warmth and a heartbeat. I laughed. I cried. I loved. And then I didn't. I can still see his face, the one who turned me. He said eternity would be beautiful, that I'd never grow old, never fade, never lose the ones I love. He lied, because eternity is not beauty. It's decay, drawn out over centuries. I thought I'd use the time well. I studied the stars, read every book I could find, learned every language, painted the faces of people who would never know me. But knowledge means nothing when there's no one left to share it with. And they all go. Every one of them. The world forgets your name, your story, your smile. But you remember. You always remember. Sometimes I still hear the laughter of the ones I turned to dust. They echo through the halls at night, soft and mocking. There was a time I fed for pleasure. Young blood, old blood, didn't matter. It made me feel alive for a moment. But that moment always fades. Now I feed because I must. Because the hunger is crueler than death. And yet when I drink now, I taste guilt. I taste their memories, their fears, their final thoughts. They burn inside me. 300 years, and I have become a vessel of the dead. The nights blur together. I wake, I feed. I walk the same ruined streets. Once they were lit by gas lamps and laughter. Now it's the flicker of neon and the roar of engines. Humanity always finds new ways to burn its own light out faster. I've watched kingdoms rise and crumble. Watched cities turn to ash, then rise again on top of their bones. And through it all, I remain, a ghost that refuses to vanish. They tell stories about me now. Whispers of a woman in black who roams the fog at midnight. Children dare each other to find my castle. Lovers carve hearts into the stones of my gates. They think it's just a story. And maybe it is. Maybe I am just a story now. But stories don't get tired. And I am so tired. Sometimes I walk to the edge of the cliffs and watch the sea crash against the rocks. The wind howls like it's alive. Maybe it is. Maybe it remembers what I've forgotten. I imagine stepping forward, letting the waves take me. But I always stop, because I know what would happen. I would sink to the bottom and wake again tomorrow night. Even the sea refuses me. There are hunters still, though not as many. The old ways are fading. Silver bullets replaced by science, superstition replaced by data. They don't believe in monsters anymore, but I wish they did. I wish they'd find me, drive their stakes through my heart and let me rest. I sometimes dream of it, the feel of sunlight, warm against my skin. I used to take it for granted. Now it's the one thing I can never touch again. I think that's what hell truly is, wanting what you can never have. Not fire, not torment, just absence. The silence of things that will never return. There are moments, though, rare, fleeting, when I feel something again. A song playing faintly from an open window. The scent of jasmine in a summer breeze. The sound of laughter echoing down an empty street. It's like remembering what life used to feel like. And it hurts. Because I realize how much I've lost. Sometimes I still dress as I once did. Lace, velvet, a ghost of the woman I used to be. I walk through the village in silence, unseen by most. But every so often, a child looks up, and for a second, they see me. Their eyes go wide, not in fear, but wonder. And I wonder what they see. A monster? A legend? Or just a lonely woman who doesn't know how to die? When dawn approaches, I always return here, to the castle. To the coffin I no longer sleep in but can't seem to leave behind. The light creeps across the floor, slow and beautiful, and I stand in it, just close enough to feel its heat without turning to ash. It's agony and ecstasy at once, like touching a memory that burns. I keep thinking, maybe tomorrow I'll step fully into it. Maybe I'll let it take me. Maybe I'll finally stop running from the inevitable. But then the sun fades, and instinct returns. The hunger calls, and I rise again, to feed, to wander, to endure. They say immortality is a gift, but gifts can rot too. If you've ever envied the endless night, don't. Because eternity isn't freedom. It's a cage with invisible walls, one you build yourself, one heartbeat at a time. And yet, even after all this time, part of me still hopes. Hopes that one night, someone will find me. Not to kill me, not to save me, but to see me. To look past the hunger, the legend, the centuries, and see the woman I used to be. Maybe that's why I keep going. Because hope, even when it hurts, is the last piece of humanity I have left. Until then, I'll wake again at sunset. I'll walk these halls and watch the stars fade in and out of eternity. And I'll whisper to the empty air, please, let this be the last night. But it never is. It never will be. Thank you for listening to my story. If you'd like to hear more from the shadows, stories of love, loss, and the things that refuse to die, please like and subscribe, and be safe out there. The night remembers more than you think.